Hello YouTube, welcome to Curious Me channel. This is Shabazz Khan, and in today's video we will have a look at all of these things together. Like, we will create a method in the model which will return a list of blogs, and then we will consume that model using our controller, and then we'll be using a view to display the list of the models, and also we'll use Bootstrap to design a very quick outline of how our page will look. So that's basically it. So without any delay, let's just start with the coding. Okay, so this is our application, and we are building this application since we started this .NET Core tutorial. And to watch those videos serially, you can check out the link to the playlist in the description down below, and you can also check here. Okay, so without any delays, let's just head to our models, and this is the repo for our model, and we call it blog repository. Now, if you can get this entire code on GitHub, and the link is also in the description down below. Now, as you can see here, we are mimicking a database by hard coding this value, and we will replace this with database in our entity framework tutorial, so stay tuned for that. Now, this is the method that we are currently using, which takes in the ID and returns the post. Now, what I want is a new method which will return the list of blog posts. So basically what I'll do is I'll just write here I enumerable. You can use arrays, you can use lists, whatever you want. Okay, so I'll remove this because I do not want anything. Any parameters, I'll just write get all posts, and this will simply return posts. So I'll copy this because I want to update my interface also. If you remember, we have to do this because we are using dependency injection, and if you are not aware of what dependency injection is, you can click here in the I tab, and it will explain you the dependency injection. The link to the video is also in the description down below. Anyways, this is done. Now, yep, so this is there, and it is saying something. Let me wait. So many a times this happens, like it will say that I enumerable could not be found. Let me quickly check here first. So it correctly reads it, right? So it is saying something like that. So what I do is I simply restart this. So to restart OmniSharp, what you can do is Control-Shift-P, and then just type in restart, and it will just navigate to this OmniSharp, restart OmniSharp, and click on that. So it will restart the server which we use to debug this entire C# code of ours. Now this is done, and let's refresh this, and let's try see. Now it shows. So this is one of the bug that I have seen with this. So I'll just use this using system.collections.generic, and now the error will go away. So if you are facing similar issues, you can do the same thing and you will get the results. So this is done. Now what I have done here is I have simply created one method, updated the interface. That is done. Actually, we should do it in reverse. Like, for example, we should update our interface first, then go ahead and implement it here. Anyways, so this is done. Now I'll go back to my controller, blog controller, and in this blog controller, what I'll do is I'll create a new action, public I action result, and the name of my action will be posts. Okay, now instead of creating a new action, what I'll do is I'll simply modify this index. Now here you can see I have a lot of code which I used to show view data and view bag examples, right? I'll remove all of these things, and we'll use the same dependency injection, and instead of calling get post by ID, I'll use the method that I just created, which is get all posts. Okay, now you can see this is throwing an error, so I'll replace this with var, because this will dynamically take the variable that is there, or you can also do I enumerable. That is totally up to you. So I generally prefer var because it is quick and easy. Now what I'll do is I'll return the view with blog. So yep, so just to refresh, created a model, created a new method in this model, updated the interface, use that here to return the list of blogs, and I'm returning to the view. Now if I run this, it will throw an error, because if I go to my view, the blog index, here you'll see that it is not expecting a list. Okay, it is expecting blog posts. To modify this, what I'll do is For the time being, I'll just remove this and I'll show you what I'll do. I'll simply make this I enumerable. That's it. Now what I'm telling my C# or this Razor renderer, that for this specific page, I'm expecting a variable that will contain list of blog posts. Okay. And I'll just set the title. Okay. So now I'll remove all this view bag related data because we are not using view bag anymore. So what I'll write here is list of blogs. That's it. Okay. Now it is time for us to write the code which will take in the list that we are passing from this controller. Okay. And then use that list to display our display all of the blogs. All right. So to write that, I'll simply use a for loop. Now to use a for loop, I'll write @ and then for. I'll use the for each and it will automatically give me the snippet. I'll hit tab and I'll change it to X. I'll hit tab and instead of collection, I'll use model. Okay. And not that, I'll have to write sorry. Okay, model. Now what this model will contain, any guesses? It will contain this variable. Okay. So if you hover over this model, you will see I enumerable blog spots. So basically whatever you are passing from this view, this is coming as a parameter to this index page, right? Now I can iterate through this list of blogs and render our code. So this is a very small code that I have written, and this uses Bootstrap and whatnot. So basically I'm creating a div first, which is dividing each page into 3 parts by column SN4. And if you know Bootstrap, because this tutorial is not about Bootstrap, basically what you have to think is I'm setting the width here, and these are all the inbuilt style that I'm using from Bootstrap, which will display each like blog title in a card like shape. So we'll see how that looks like. So let me just save this for now. So basically we created so in this view, what we are doing is we are simply iterating over this model and then creating our HTML for each blog that we have. Okay. Now let me quickly save this and let's run the application. .NET run. Okay. So our application is up and running. What I'll do is I'll quickly open the browser. Okay. So we are in the browser. Okay. So in the browser, I'll just open localhost 5001. Wait, let me just check. So let me copy this. Okay, it is HTTPS and I'm trying to open HTTP. Okay, advanced, continue to localhost. And yeah, here you can see that we have our application up and running. And now when I go to my blog controller, you will get an error. Why? Because we have to do some changes here as well. So let me do those changes very quickly. So let me quickly go to user layout. In shared, we have a user layout. Inside user layout, I'll make this to false. So these are the changes that we did just to show you as an example of this layout and rendering section of this video. So this is done. Now one more change that I'll do is I'll add one more navigation item here for our block controller. So right now what we are doing is we are writing in the right now we are writing here, right? So I need a button so that we can easily navigate. So let me quickly write here blog. Okay. And action will be index. That's it. Now let me rename it to blog. Yep. Let's save this. Let's stop this and run it again. Okay. So let's open the browser, refresh this, and you'll see we have our list of blogs. So this is what we quickly made it, and this is the new navigation that we added. So we can go to privacy, we can go to blog, and this is the list of blog that we have. Now I do not like this style, so let me quickly go ahead and add some more changes. So what I'll do here is Bootstrap give us a class to arrange everything in a row. Just the name of the class is simply row, so I'll use that and that. And I'll format this, format document, and yeah, formatted. Let me stop this and restart this again. Okay, so let's open, let me quickly go ahead and open this. Yeah, refresh this, and now we have a nice no, so it looks actually good. Like, okay, so let me quickly make one, let us quickly make one more page, so that when I click on this read more, we get navigated to that. So let's go ahead and do that as well. So for that, what we will do is we'll simply go to block controller, create one more action, and I'll just I'll simply name it public I action result, and I'll name it get post. Okay, so this will take one ID post, we'll call it post ID, and what I'll do is I'll return view. Okay, so the view we will create will be the name, will have the same name as this action. So I'll simply pass in the block that I get, where block. So I'll use the dependency injection get post by ID and just pass the post ID. That is done. So once that is done, I'll simply pass this block to this. Okay, done. So our new controller is ready, and we can simply go to our block view and create a CSHTML page with the same name. So I'll write get post dot CSHTML. That's it. Now here I'll write some HTML. Okay, so this is the HTML. Basically it expects a blog post. Okay, type of blog post, gives a header, gives some creation date, and gives some description. That's all it does. So yeah, that's it. And so block controller get post, right? So let me quickly go ahead and do some changes in user layout. Sorry, not in user layout, in index.chhtml. Here you can see that we have one read post, right? Let me show it to you with an example. So this read post, when I click on it, I want it to call this blog action and then pass in a parameter. So basically what I want is, whenever I want to reach this action, right? So I'll write route. So I'll give a route like something like this, blog, okay, controller name without the controller suffix, and then after that I'll give the action name, and then after that I'll give the ID. So it will automatically hit this action. Now we'll discuss more about routing in the next video that I'm about to upload. So don't worry if you do not understand how this routing is working, but just get the idea how we will navigate. So that's all. Okay, so with that, let's go back to our index page and let's see. So basically this is from the example that I was testing with. So this I created a view post controller, but now I created get post controller. Sorry about that, but this is from our demo. So just let me save this. Okay, and here you can see what I'm simply doing is I'm just passing the controller name, the action name, and the ID. And how can I get the ID, you ask? Basically I'm just iterating over this model with this X. Okay, so each X is basically my blog post, and I can access that blog post by simply getting that with this @ okay, all the title, description, created on, and all those things. So simply I can also get the ID and create a href for our anchor tag. Okay, for now we will not do anything with the remove post. So this is basically how you can send your list of data and then iterate over it and create a simple user interface. And this is how you can create a navigation. Okay, so if you do not understand this, do not worry about it, we'll discuss in the next video. So this is it. Let me stop this, rerun this. Okay, let's open a browser. Let's refresh this. Now once you refresh this, when I hover over this read post, it should have showed something, but it is not showing anything. Yeah, now you can see here in the bottom, please keep an eye here. So when I hover over this, you will see blog get post /1. I click on it and I get an error. Wow. let's see what the error is. Okay, so I did some debugging and found the issue that this is a really silly issue. Actually, I cannot use this post ID here. I have to make this ID. I'll tell you why this has to be ID in the routing. Basically, just for a heads up, this has to match what you have defined in your route template. So when I go to my route template, I'll see that I have defined something as ID. So it will always expect an ID after a slash. So keep that in mind for now. So this is why it was not working. So let me save this and rerun our application again. Once done, let me go ahead and open this. Now when we refresh it, you will see that we are getting that individual blog. Okay, so now if I write 2 here, I'll be able to go to my second blog. Okay, I can go back using this or using this both. So let's click on this. Let's go to our third blog. So as you can see, right now what we did is we created 2 views. One is to view our blogs as a list, another one to view the details of our blog. So basically this was a tutorial to show you guys how data flows from our model to our controller and then to our views, and how we can navigate from one view to another view with the help of our controllers and models again. So this was a very I tried to explain this entire thing in a very short video, and yeah, so that's all about this video. In the next video we will see more about routing and how routing works in ASP.NET Core. So that's it guys. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe to the channel for more content. And yeah, have a great day ahead. Bye bye. Thank you.